huge.
And so,
Yeah.
and she was telling me about it, so I thought we would just talk to you about it. And
Yeah,
see
definitely.
where you were
A
at.
lot of what we're going to talk about today is that. So ask as many questions as you want. We're going to try and spend half the time getting specific on.
Because that's the one thing, because we learned AdWords, but then I was trying to use it yesterday and it wasn't really working, so.
Yeah. Okay.
Today I'm pleased to introduce you to Aaron Bourne.
He wasn't ready. We gotta hold up.
Is everyone else ready? Today I'm pleased to introduce you to Aaron Bourne, who is from American Family Mutual Insurance. Just met him last June at a Chamber of Commerce meeting, and then he's joined our advisory committee, and he started talking about social media. And of course, I know what social media is. I don't understand anything with it, but anyway, he started talking all this stuff. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is great, and he was real willing to come in and talk to you. So you guys understand it, you use it, but what I have found, like in your promotional plan outline, I told you this yesterday, people say we're going to use social media, but not real specifics. He's going to tell you, I think, how to use it specifically and how to make it work for your company. So, listen fast. Thank you for coming.
Okay, yeah, no problem. Excited to be here. I talk fast too, so if you guys have any questions, raise your hand. Just yell, be louder than me, and then we'll get to your question and we'll talk specifically. I've got maybe 10 or 15 minutes to talk about some ideas, set this sucker up. We'll just talk about specific projects. We're already talking about Facebook and Google AdWords and what the heck all that crap is, and really how it applies to business, to marketing, and how you guys can start practicing that right now in DECA. So anyway, a little bit about me. I grew up all over the country. My dad's a designer, and so he was designing the first iPads and stuff back when they were like 4 inches thick and like this big. They weighed like 8 pounds. So like 12 years ago, and now they're like nothing, and you can bend them apparently if you put them in your pocket, like that kind of stuff. So anyway, so we moved around a lot, jumping companies, and he was doing design work like that. And when I was in high school, I did a lot of fine art stuff. So I was going to be a graphic designer. I just kind of think that way. I like to be creative, and so I feed off a lot of your guys' ideas. So as you have them, share them, and let's kind of run with the creative side of things, but in maybe modern day marketing, which is sort of the topic for today. I graduated from Marysville Pilchuck. Shout out to everyone involved in the recent incident. We're all thinking about you guys, and hopefully things get better for everyone involved. It was just scary to see that happen so close to us. But I graduated from there in 2002, so 12 years now, if my math's right. So I'm still kind of, I'm 30 years old. I'm trying to be relevant in a world that really is your guys's. Honestly, with technology, with all these there's social networks right now that I was talking to. I also am a scoutmaster, and I was talking to a 14-year-old, and I was like, what is out there? And he was listing off like platforms and apps that I hadn't heard of before. And so you guys are actually, we're going to kind of feed off each other in this, because you guys have access to stuff that I maybe would know how to use better from a business standpoint, but don't really know what the platform is. So I'll share a bunch of the main ones, and then I really need your help in that. So I'm going to learn a little bit today too. Before I did insurance, which is not exciting, by the way, the insurance industry in general, like we're still sending mail to people, right? Go ask your parents. I bet about 90% of your parents have gotten some type of mail from me. And I didn't even choose to send that out. American Family sends that crap out like automatically. Like, insurance industry is just behind. We're still doing marketing like it's 1995, right? We're still trying to make that happen. So I'm trying to be a little bit innovative and include some marketing tactics that you guys might actually see or be interested in, because no one goes home and reads their mail, right? Who goes home and looks forward to flipping through some ads that they get in their junk mail, right? Probably 80% of the mail you get is crap. Like, it's just crap. Your parents throw it away. Ask them about it. They might even recognize some from me. So apologize for me. So anyway, so that's kind of, before insurance, I did retail. I was a store manager. I ran a few different stores for a few different companies. That kind of retail path started with me at Zoomies. I grew up skateboarding, snowboarding, I wakeboard. I have a boat. I'm out there as often as I can. As often as I can ditch work in the summer, you'll find me on the lake. And so I loved the board sports and stuff, and really ran with that and learned a lot of business principles as I was selling and running stores that are $2, $3, $4, $6, $8 million stores. We control a lot of money, big staffs, and it was really a good experience and learned a lot. And now I'm in, I guess, maybe more of a professional environment, kind of just expanding on those skills. So that's a little bit about me. I got 2 little kids, wife, live here in Lake Stevens, moved here for Lake Stevens schools. So keep them good because my kid will be here in like 10 years. So we'll see. Hopefully DECA is still kicking strong and staying on top of kind of modern day stuff. You'll be gone? Oh, come on. So let's talk about marketing then. It's kind of the reason we're here. What do you guys know about marketing? What's marketing in general, right? If I wikied marketing, what would it tell me? You said you were going to talk.
I was going to, wow. I would say a lot. Depends on what part of marketing. Marketing involves like public relations, communications.
Okay.
Like it comes from like from what's packaged in to how you promote it.
So branding and packaging and what else? Just eating. Yeah, it's all good. What else? What's marketing? For real, guys. Just tell me. Throw it out there. What type of marketing do you see on a day-to-day basis?
Like promoting different things, like advertisement.
Okay, ads. Yeah, huge. A lot of marketing, we think of marketing typically as advertising of some sort. Can you say something back there? Who's back there? Ads, same thing. Okay, good. Yeah, a lot of it is ads. What are the traditional ads? Where do you typically see an ad?
Commercial.
Yeah, TV commercials, big.
Like billboards.
Billboards, kind of, like if you're not texting while you're driving. I mean, I don't know who.
Newspapers.
Yeah, so newspapers. Yeah, so we'll talk about some of that. What else?
Radio commercials.
Radio commercials. Okay, this is good. What else?
Magazine.
Yeah, magazines. Yeah, good. What else? Facebook. Yeah, you're seeing more of those, right?
Pandora.
Right?
Oh God.
Pandora. Gosh, like that's the best $40 a year I spend is so that I don't have to listen to freaking commercials on Pandora. No kidding. Like I listen to that all day long. It's worth $40 to not hear that.
Yeah.
What's that? Unlimited what? Yeah, dude, bam. Skip it. Yeah.
I'm missing out.
Yeah, I run my whole office runs on Pandora. I got like 4 computers that just log in and they run the same thing. I burn through those songs. They probably don't like me. Yeah.
Like on YouTube, when you're going to watch a video or like a music video, they'll have an ad before the video
Yeah.
that you have to watch.
Do you guys watch those?
Like that, but then your video takes forever.
Yeah. They will make sure that those ads play clean, crisp, and clear, right? Because they're making money off of it.
Then the video gets there, they're like, I don't care anymore.
Yeah, just buffer and everything.
Yeah, it drives me crazy. I hate that. So I thought it was interesting. You guys started out saying things like TV commercials. Let's talk about that. Okay, raise your hands. Don't BS me here, for real. How many of you watch TV on your own time? Meaning, if Grey's Anatomy is on at 8 o'clock, you're sitting in that chair at 8 o'clock and watching that sucker live.
Every Sunday.
How many of you watch it on your own time, meaning you record it and watch it whenever the heck you want?
Netflix.
Right? Yeah, Netflix, for sure, yeah. That's like, is that TV, is that not TV? Yeah, so look around, guys. Raise your hands. Keep them up. Keep them up. Okay, so how valuable was a TV commercial 15 years ago?
Really valuable.
Yeah, because there was no way to get out of it, right? I pay that sucker the second my subscription renewal comes up on Pandora. I'm like, dang, okay, put it in there, get it done. I don't want to listen to a single ad, right? DVR is worth $60 a month because I don't have to watch any of that crap. The only commercials I watch are like the ones in between the Seahawks calling hike, right? Live sports is the only commercials I ever see because I want to watch the game live. Everything else I watch on my own time. I can't think of a single thing. And about 80-90% of the world is that same way. So when you guys are putting together marketing campaigns and stuff, realize some of those avenues, they're dying, if not already dead. And TV commercials is like on the way out. Okay, so what were some of those? Newspaper. Who said newspaper? Yeah, what newspapers do you read?
I read the funnies sometimes when my dad
You read the funnies because your dad has. Okay, what up?
He's like the Everett Herald every Sunday. He's like in his mid-50s. I'm just like the only dude I ever see read the paper.
Oh yeah, my
Yeah,
dad just
yeah.
turned 53.
And he stopped doing it now too. Now it's
No,
like,
my
dad's actually 40.
My dad stopped paying for them to come deliver the newspaper,
Uh-huh.
and even if he's not going anywhere that day, he gets up and goes to the store to buy a newspaper and then comes back home.
Gosh dang. How old is your dad?
53.
53. Okay. So,
My grandpa does it every single one. He wants to be a grandpa.
grandpa, dad, mom reads on your phone. Here's what the newspaper is for you guys. Okay? You go to Seattle Times, you go to New York Times, and you hit favorite. And then when you open up your Safari or Google or Firefox or whatever your browser, you just go to their website, right? And it's live. You don't have to wait for that sucker to go through print. I read a book the other day that was entitled Profit for Change, and it was about marketing and business. By the time it was written, edited, published, and I found it and bought it, I read the whole dang book and didn't take a single idea from it because it was already outdated, right? The news cycle is instant. Okay, how long did it take you guys to hear about what happened at MP?
Our principal told us.
No, before even the principal told us.
15 minutes. Yeah, I knew from
Minutes.
20 minutes on
15
Twitter.
minutes.
20 minutes after I knew on Twitter.
Minutes, seconds. I was talking to a client this morning. She's a volunteer firefighter. She heard the call happen, and it was on Twitter within like 30, 60 seconds. Okay, like our news is not, paper's too slow. Paper's dead. I don't even know what, are these doorstops? Like, I mean, for real, I don't mean to, yeah.
I asked you to read it.
Like a couple days ago.
So like, no, and they're not, now not everything in there is bad, but like TV commercials, they're still there, but are they trending up or trending down? Right, what I just said, trending, what did you guys think of? That word is connected to social media. By saying trending up or down, you knew I was talking about hashtags and Twitter. Okay, I had a client whose daughter was asking for #2 pencils when they were doing their school shopping. They didn't know the pound sign. Maybe you guys don't. You didn't know that it's called a pound sign. Like, before Twitter, and there was a day before Twitter, that was the number. It meant pound, right? So she literally was asking for #2 pencils.
Oh,
Yeah.
I never knew that. I just knew it was called a pound. Or like if you're in the message thing, it says press pound.
Yeah.
For more options.
Your kids, my kids, I mean, if Twitter is still around, which I'm guessing it will be, they're not even going to know stuff like that. So again, the world's changing, it's changing fast. What were some of the other avenues that we were talking about? We got newspaper and magazines, maybe the same. Yeah, your magazines.
Signs up for the store.
Magazines are apps,
Billboards.
guys. Yeah, billboards. Gosh, dang. Who looks at a billboard anymore?
I'm always
Is there like flashing lights and stuff? And that's
Flashing lights and
The
maybe.
ones that like fold different ways and like change the ad every time they flip.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool.
So let's go back.
Billboard.
Let's go back 20 years ago. Guys, let's go back 20 years ago. When you're cruising in your car, you have two options. Crappy radio with bad reception, 8-track, maybe a CD if you made your own mix. If you're older than that, maybe you made a mixtape and you had a cassette. How many of your cars still have cassette players in them?
Oh, mine does.
Right.
Doesn't have a CD.
A handful? They haven't put those in cars for like 10 years now. They're all CD players, and CDs are going to stop going. Yeah. What's a CD? There you go.
let's go.
So the experience in the car 20 years ago is you're cruising around, you're looking at things, okay? The experience in the car nowadays is this, right? It's like I'm driving, I mean, if you guys see a billboard, thank you. It means you're not doing this. I just want you to look at the freaking road, right? Drive like this, right? When you look around, yeah, you know, right? Because I do see that stuff, and trust me, not all the stories are, funny. There's bad accidents that ruin people's lives, and you don't have to go far to find those. But yeah, I see those. But the point is, guys, like the experience in a car is not about what you see anymore up in the billboards and stuff. That stuff's dead. It's old. I don't know who. I mean, companies waste millions of dollars on a billboard that like 1% of drivers are even looking up. Right? So anyway, so what were some of the other ones? Billboards, magazines, newspapers, commercials. You got a question?
So like, since we're talking about how commercials are dying, like just on regular TV, you say the only thing you watch live now is sports. So you think live sports commercials, like possibly on those networks, the commercials could start costing even more because they're the only ones really being watched?
It depends what your product is entirely, right? The live sports audience is probably not going to go away. Live sports is always going to be live sports. So if you have a product that the person who watches live sports would be interested in, yeah, like beer, like every other commercial in live sports is beer, right? And so, I mean, how does a sport have a primary beer as their sponsor. Like that's the elite sponsor, right? Why was it LeBron? LeBron James is now, he's been a sponsor of McDonald's now. I think LeBron James actually works at McDonald's. Do you think that's how he lost all the weight to come back and play good for the Cavs? No. He eats McDonald's fake on a commercial because he's getting paid. A fake bite in the hamburger made him $200 million. LeBron's like the single most valuable social media rep you could possibly have.
Since he was in high school.
LeBron doesn't, anyway. That's a whole nother level. Every time he's got a tattoo that says established 1984. You guys know what I'm talking about? Look at his tattoos, it's in like all of his videos. So it's established 1984 right there, and every time I see it, I was born in 1984 too. So I'm like the same age. I used to live in Akron. It just makes me feel crappy that I've done nothing with my life, right? Like, I have done nothing because this dude has the same amount of time on Earth. We lived in the same dang town for a while. I obviously moved out here at some point, but gosh, it hurts me. Anyway, LeBron has his own brand. And we'll talk about self-branding. Yeah, the LeBron brand, it's valuable. Maybe more valuable than his actual skill on the court, what he makes in his endorsement. Russell Wilson right now. Russell Wilson makes like 100 times more money off of his endorsements than he does off of his playing football for the Seahawks. Now he's about to get paid, especially if we do well the rest of the season, which don't even get started about the first half of the season. It's so frustrating. But if he does well, he's going to get paid, but he's always going to make more. Michael Jordan is still making money on advertising. You guys realize Michael Jordan hasn't even said a word in a Hanes commercial for like 5 years? He just walks on and like pulls a tag and walks out, and he just made like $100 million, right? So there's a lot to be said for your personal brand. Yeah. Is the NFL, you think they sponsor Richard Sherman's t-shirt sales? No, they're RS t-shirts. He owns his brand, right? They all got foundation. The No Mercy Percy Harvin. I'm so bummed that he's not on our team anymore, but you're stoked about it? Yeah. I got mixed feelings. They will because he's old, but they're going to use him this season anyway. But they all have these associations, right? The Russell Wilson Pass Academy, they own that. It's self-branding. They have an image, okay? You guys probably follow YouTube channels right now, and you could give me names of people that I don't know that you watch like every single one of their videos and they post it because they're hilarious. You're saying yes. What's one of their names?
Connor Franta.
Connor who?
Franta.
Connor Franta. Do you guys know who Connor is? How many? Raise your hand.
Oh, do you really? Yeah.
Okay, 2 or 3 of you. What are some other YouTube personalities that you guys might know? Life According to what?
Life according to Jimmy.
Life According to Jimmy. How many of you guys know that one?
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Okay, these guys are making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. I've looked at the numbers because you know who they are. Do you know who they really are? They're kids sitting in their chair in their room with a camera like this, or even their phone in some cases, and they've monetized that. Okay, your self-brand is super important. You think someone like that's going to have a hard time getting a marketing position with any job that they want? Say, look, I've got 2 million followers. I got 5 million followers. You pay me and I'll put a Lexus ad on my commercial, right? How much are you going to pay, Lexus? I guarantee 2 million views. That's valuable. You guys could be doing that right now. Now, we're not Richard Sherman, and I can't go be LeBron James. He's just too good. But anyway, so what was the one other media that you guys were talking about as far as marketing? Newspaper, billboards, commercial.
Signs out front of stores.
Twitter's a good one we'll talk about. Radio, yeah, that's the one. Radio. How many of you guys listen to the radio? I mean like AM or FM radio.
I listen to baseball games.
Okay, you listen to baseball games? Okay, so that's more than I thought, actually. What type of commercials do you listen to?
No, I need clips to the next channel.
You just click? So commercial comes up and you're like,
I just tune it out. I just wait till the music comes back on.
I
Yeah.
just put
Secret
between
sound.
channels until I find one.
yeah, there you go. So if I own a business, should I be spending money on ads that you hate?
No.
Right? I would argue, I mean, do I even want to be buying ads before a YouTube video? You go to see Jimmy's Life, whatever, I don't even know what that one is, but you go to watch that show, right? You guys are all laughing because you know. But you go to watch that show and you got to listen to, a BMW commercial before. Is that just interrupting your experience?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you give a crap about those ads?
No, you skip it.
Okay, so you got to pay attention to your target market, because if you don't care and your product is going to people like you, why are you putting your money there? Why are you going there? So anyway, yeah.
I was gonna say it kind of depends on what you're selling, though, right? Because say you're selling something that maybe like an older generation that
Yeah.
would use more, then you would want to use the radio because there's like the only ones that would be using it.
Yeah, you're totally right. You have to clearly define your target market, which is, we'll get into, well, it's not up here. I didn't bring anything to put up there. We'll get into some Facebook stuff, but the amount of data online, you guys all have more data online than your parents ever told anyone in the history of their life, right? And I already know everything about you. If I know your full name and your birthday, I know everything else. I can find you. Does that make sense? And that's in some ways scary, but the truth is, how many of you guys remember a time before the internet?
No.
Yeah.
None of you. Okay? The two old people in the room, we do. Right? No, seriously, like the world was different.
Remember the manual
Catch a nickel
typewriter.
sandwich.
Okay.
Yeah, do you guys might the typewriter? No, actually, yeah, I had a typewriter class. I had a keyboarding class. It was called keyboarding, right? People didn't know what this was, right? I remember that time, and I'm 30, guys. Like I'm not like old. I'm not retiring. For most people, I'm just getting started in my career, right? I'm 30, and I remember that time. That's how fast things are moving. Okay, you've had your arm up. What's up?
So, have you ever heard of an anti-ad?
Your hand. He did have his hand up for the camera. He wasn't like having just his arm up. Okay, what's up?
Have you heard of anti-ads?
No, share.
Like on like for YouTube or something, a company will buy like a 40-second ad space, but then they'll make their ad only utilize like 10 seconds of it, and then so the other 30 seconds is really given back to the viewer, is what they say.
Yeah.
Do you think there's any value in that whatsoever? Buying the bigger ad space, using a smaller amount of it.
Yeah.
Like, do you really think anybody's gonna notice that you somehow bought this big ad space, but you only used a little bit of it?
Well, it's kind of the same thing, because on some ads you pay for like 5 seconds that you can't skip, and then you can skip. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Right? How many of you skip the second that like you're like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, click? Right? Like all of us. Right? So it's the same concept. Like, do people actually watch? And I would guess that the conversion behind the scenes, if you look at the numbers, the conversion percentage of people that watch the full ad, they're probably like in single digits, 1, 2, 3, 4% of viewers. So there's some power in that. If you're on a video that is seen 1 million times a day, 1, 2, 3, 4% is a lot of people. So it depends on what you're selling, how much the ad costs, and it's very specific to that. But let's go back to what marketing is. Now we've kind of gotten through the traditional methods of marketing. What marketing is really is storytelling. Okay? If I was trying to post ads that are like, hey, let me teach you about insurance, let me teach you about insurance, let me teach you about insurance, you guys don't give a crap about that.
Oh, it's like the DirecTV commercials. They tell a story.
Yeah, right? Yeah, that's good. Have you heard the people ripping off that same style? And you're like, oh, that's a DirecTV commercial, and then it's not. It's like, I can't forget who it is. It's TiVo. It's TiVo copied that same
It
thing.
doesn't work though. They're not funny. I don't enjoy theirs.
You did when you first saw it. And if you didn't, your parents did, the actual clients that are paying money for that, they were funny.
I started watching, I'm like, and then it started to get really bad. I'm like, what is this?
Yeah.
And it shows TiVo, and I'm like, you screwed up, TiVo.
You screwed up. I want to go buy DirecTV. It's so sticky, right? That story is so sticky that even though it was another brand at the end, it's still advertised for DirecTV or Comcast, right? How good is that, right? And so you've seen that. But you guys, people make emotional decisions first, and then they logically justify it. Okay? You don't want a new iPhone 6 because you have to have it. No, it's a phone, right? It calls people, it gets on the internet, it texts people, it does everything that your current phone does, but you want it because it's pretty, right? Yeah. Like, it feels good holding it. That box is going to be super sleek, and I'm going to get a free sticker inside, right? And that's somehow going to justify like a $600 purchase, right? Apple tells a story. They have a brand. You don't need a sticker.
There wasn't a sticker in mine.
They skimped on the sticker?
There's no sticker in my box or my dad's.
Dude. I'll get you a sticker. So I got extra boxes. But Apple tells a story. You know when you're looking at a box or when you go to their website or even when you see a commercial before it says Apple, you know it's an Apple, commercial, right? It tells a consistent branding and consistent story. And it's that story that emotionally triggers things, right? You don't watch a Coca-Cola commercial and then they don't tell you the ingredients in Coke. They don't tell you the health benefits of drinking Coke, right? Which they thought there were some, 50 years ago. Right? That's not what they do. They tell stories about people playing basketball and whatever, having fun, and it's a party, and you're thirsty, and
Playing sports.
and they're playing music. Yeah, they're trying to connect to emotion, and then when you're at the gas station, you're like, yeah, Coke sounds good. Whatever's stickier sounds good. Levi commercial, right? Levi, they don't get online and start telling you, hey, are 100% cotton, they're made in the USA, the zippers are better than the other brands, their fit's better, here's why they're different. They're not trying to sell you something in a commercial. They're pictures of a bunch of hipsters in skinny jeans in downtown Seattle throwing a party, playing a guitar, and like making fun of stuff, right? And that's like cool. So now when you're in JCPenney or you're in Macy's or you're cruising through the mall or you're even in Nordstrom's, they carry Levi's, and you see Levi's logo, you're like, oh yeah, those are cool.
I'm wearing Levi's right now.
Right? Yeah, but I mean, sure. You must be one of the dudes in the commercial, right? So the point is they tell a story, and then when you see the product, it clicks. Okay, so marketing is about telling a story. So let's talk about modern day marketing. Where's the clock? How much time do I have?
Oh, it's right there.
Oh, there we go. Big red thing on the wall.
110.
If you need it.
And we got to 110. Okay, so we'll cruise through this and then we'll do some Q&A. And I want to know about your projects you're working on or ideas that you might have. And let's talk specifically about Snapchat and figure out how to make it work for marketing and not just be about sexting. Let's figure out how to... No, I'm being real. Like the first articles when Snapchat came out, the first articles were all about sexting. Right? They were like, oh, this thing's going to bomb. It's totally bad. It's horrible. Whatever. I can't wait to figure out how to make money off of it, right? From a business standpoint, these are all new platforms and they're going to change. And they're going to change fast. You're going to see 50 more of them before you're done with your degree in college. You're going to see so many more of these platforms come and go. And it's important to know which ones are good and how you can use them. We talked about some good ideas. Oh, I don't even think either one of them are in here. In our ambassador committee meeting, we talked about some really good ideas on how you could use Snapchat and like 10-second coupons, have to screenshot it and then save it and come use it in the Cove, right? There's some really good ideas to do that. I'm getting, what's that? Oh, nothing? You're good? Okay. I'm good too. All right, so how do we storytell in today's world? The truth is marketing is all about eyes and ears, okay? Eyes and ears. You need to be where people are looking and you need to be where people are listening. If you think your target market is on a podcast, you need to be doing a podcast. Right? If your target market is on YouTube, 4 hours a day, the average teenager spends over 4 hours a day on YouTube. Yes. 4 hours! Yes. It's twice as much time as they spend on TV. Right? So where's TV going? Right? TV's, yeah. Yeah, what's TV?
I use it to hook my computer up.
Yeah, right? Yeah, I know. Yeah, a lot of people do that. So think about who your target market is and then picture where they're at, okay? If your brand is targeting 30 to 50-year-old females and you're not on Pinterest, you're screwed. Like, because your competition is there, and that's where like everyone that's 30 to 50 and a girl, they're on Pinterest window shopping. Right? You don't go downtown to go window shopping anymore. You don't need to go to the mall to go window shopping. There's whole reports that talk about malls even being an outdated concept. Right? You go window shopping on Pinterest. So as a marketing, from a marketing angle, how do you capture that? How do you utilize that, right? So Instagram, how many of you are on Instagram? Cool. In the next 2 years, everybody will be. Okay? And 2 years ago, no one was. No one knew what it was, right? So sometimes people ask, and it's definitely small business, especially big business, they ask, well, how do I know which platform to get on? Which is like the dumbest question ever. How about the one that went from 0 users to 150 freaking million in 5 minutes? Right? How about that platform? Right? The ones that are growing and gain users like that. How about you follow that one? Right? Vine? How many of you thought Vine was going to be anything? Until all of a sudden it was like the coolest thing ever, and now there's millions of people using it. So how do you use Vine? to affect your business. So anyway, you guys have a huge opportunity, because I'm telling you, the business owners of today's world, and I work in an industry that's 10 years behind for sure. We just got a program approved this week that allows me to text my clients. Where was that a decade ago, right? Where was that a decade ago? I'm telling you, businesses right now have no clue how to use social media. Even of big marketing agencies, they have no clue how to monetize and utilize social media. There's maybe 5% of the big marketing companies right now that know how to do it, and they give you the freedom to experiment with some of the new platforms. So you guys have a huge opportunity, because you know that the platforms better than I do, better than the big companies do, better than honestly the marketers do. Their college degree is outdated. It is very true. Unless you're someone that has kept up with the technology, who cares about that degree, because it's outdated unless you've continued to educate yourself. Okay, which is also an interesting concept. But anyway, you guys have an opportunity to utilize this stuff, be creative about it now, put it into practice now, so that when you go to college, on your application, you have, I've partnered with these 4 businesses during my DECA career, and we've impacted sales directly through social media. So I'm not putting social media on my resume as a skill. I'm putting very specific Twitter campaigns, a specific Snapchat campaign, a specific Facebook marketing campaign. And those are the things that honestly the people reviewing those applications, in some instances your teachers, in most instances your future bosses, they're not going to know anything about. They don't know how to use Twitter to make money, right? So you guys have a huge opportunity to be in DECA. That's a good start. Okay, implement some of this stuff. I know the truth is about 4 or 5 of you really give a crap about what I'm saying up here, and they'll actually do something about it, right? And it's all exciting now, and these ideas are good, and some of you are taking notes, but the truth is, next Friday is going to come, and you guys, no one cares, right? And we forget about this conversation. Take the notes, implement this stuff, make it fun, okay? Modern day networking. I still go to a lunch every week to go sit at a table with 15 of the same people, and I share the same message, and I know their businesses so well, and they know me, and I'm reaching 15 people, and the cost of my lunch after I tip is like $15. I just spent $1 a person every week for the entire year to reach 15 people. I could put a post on Facebook, put literally a period, and hit post, and I would reach more people. Does that make sense? Like, it's different now. How do you network in a world 5 years from now? Okay, and you network through LinkedIn, through Facebook, through Twitter. Network, use it. It's not stupid. Don't take a picture of your peanut butter and jelly sandwich and put it on Instagram and like think that's art, right? Like, you guys know what I'm talking about. You see crap like that on there. Use Instagram to build a personal brand, to build a project, how do you monetize that stuff?
Like your networking.
What's that?
Like your networking.
Yeah, oh yeah, okay, so let's talk about this real quick, and then we'll do, 10-15 minutes of Q&A. You guys should follow me, and here's why. It's not because I have anything special on here. Here's the main ways to go. Go to, it's Aaron B. Agency. This is Twitter, obviously, if you didn't know what the @ was. Follow me right now. I mean, what will happen is the people I follow are the people you need to be studying if you're serious about learning how to market and being a leader in this category. Because I'm telling you, there's not a lot of competition out there. You want to go be a lawyer? There's plenty of those competing to be a lawyer. You want to be a dentist? There's a lot of people that want to be a dentist. No one flipping knows how to market in today's world.
I actually wrote my Twitter name and put it on the elevators at the college. We just want
he's just tagging stuff. He's like, hold on, let me. Yeah.
No, I gotta follow a couple follows too.
I'm printing business cards right now that don't have a phone number, they don't have an email, they don't have a fax machine, they don't have my address, right? It's my Twitter, my YouTube channel, and my Facebook. Look me up if you give a crap. What's that? Yeah, this is new. So here's the thing. I've been studying marketing for a while. These are brand new. This is part of the project that I was talking about. This social media, implementing it in an industry that is 10 years behind is tough. There's a lot of rules I have to follow. I have some approval now. This stuff's new. Okay, yeah, so I don't have many followers, but watch who I am following as I add those. Okay, and I'm going to be adding relevant people that you need to follow. Names like Gary Vaynerchuk, and there's a million other ones. Vaynerchuk, not Vaynerchuk. Anyway, so follow me there. YouTube is huge, right? 4 hours a day. Teenagers spend 4 hours a day on YouTube. Capture that. Be good at that. People are making money off that, and they're still in high school. But search Aaron Bourne Agency, and watch this one specifically. This is one that I want to partner with DECA. I've got an episode channel. I've only got 8 or 10 videos up, but I've got another 10 recorded. I just need to post them and edit them. But this is just me cruising in my car talking about insurance and just other crap stuff, right? There's one where I talk about $2 pizzas at Domino's and how that relates to insurance. It's just stuff, okay? And it's not totally dull. But what I'd like to do is get like 5 DECA students in there and let's talk about DECA, right? Let's promote DECA, let's promote the Cove, and let's do combined videos where I'm in it, you're in it, we tag each other, we share it, you share it. That's how you get reach, right? And all it is us taking a 5-minute car ride with my phone plastered on the windshield and we hit video and just go, right? That's it, okay? But let's make it happen and do some of that stuff. So again on YouTube, watch who I follow. Okay, the businesses that I follow on YouTube are more valuable than my YouTube channel, honestly. You can watch the videos for an example or whatever, but. And then Facebook, American Family, search Aaron Bourne / American Family, and you'll find my Facebook page for business. All of these platforms, guys, have their own kind of DNA. If I go on Instagram and all I'm posting is ads about, hey, click for a quote, click for a quote, click for a quote, let me save you on your car insurance, who the crap cares? Right? No one's going to follow me. No one's going to share that. No one's going to like it. My wife might. A couple of my friends might. It doesn't help me. So Instagram can't be about shoving crap down people's throat, right? Facebook is where you share videos and pictures. I remember just 2 or 3 years ago, Facebook used to be about sharing a post. In fact, when you went to go have a post, it was already pre-filled, Aaron Bourne is, and then you would fill it. And so it was meant to have your name. What are you doing? Facebook used to be about typing what you're doing. That's Twitter now. Plus hashtags and a bunch of searchability and a bunch of sharing links and stuff like that. Facebook's evolved, right? So how do you use Facebook? You have to share relevant content. A lot of the people I follow on the business page here are things that you guys should get involved with like stories like the La Hacienda being torn down. I went on there and there was like 50 people that had questions about, oh, when did they tear it down? I didn't even know it closed down. I used to live there. No one went back on, it was a news station that I shared the post, no one went back on Facebook and answered all the questions. So guess who did? Right? And guess whose name is on that post? Like 20 times, and all I did was answer people's questions. And every time I answered a question, it said Aaron Bourne, American Family Insurance Agency. And it was a new person that I didn't know, I've never met, and they now know where I am and how to find me. I'm not going to sell them a policy tomorrow. That's not what it's about. But it's about creating that brand and sharing. How do you network in today's world? Right? You got to be active about it. So anyway, so follow me here, and then future projects, we'll share a bunch of the DECA stuff. We'll make a video out of what's happening today. We're recording this, and we'll share that on all the platforms. Okay, I don't have many followers. Some of my followers have 50,000 followers. Right? So, dude, that's powerful. That's powerful. You're not far away from going to BMW and saying, hey, I got 1,000 followers of all kids that are shopping for cars. How about you put an ad on my channel? Right? It's coming. That's the kind of branding that you guys need to think about. Okay, so we got you said 115?
110.
110. So we have 15 minutes, guys. I want to answer your questions. I don't know what projects you guys are involved in, but I want to give you like real ideas and real how-tos. What do you guys have questions on? Let's do that for 10 minutes and we'll go from there. Yeah?
What's the whole Snapchat thing?
It's a good question.
Like the thing that you were talking about, like for...
How do you use Snapchat? So here's the pretense is marketers intentionally screw up everything. Okay, email used to be a great way to email someone, hey, check my business out. Because 15 years ago, everyone read every dang word of the email. And there was a little reply all or forward all button that people actually used. Right? It's a lot like Facebook share or whatever, but people use that via email. How many of you even have email accounts? Good. You have to? So how many of you check it like as often as you check Facebook?
I don't have a Facebook.
Okay, a few less people.
I don't have a Facebook.
You don't have a Facebook. Oh, you're screwed. You better be good at sports. Yeah. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah. It's good. So anyway, so Snapchat. Here's the idea that I shared at the Ambassador Committee. Snapchat, the whole deal, and correct me if I'm wrong, is you basically are going to post a picture. They get a notification and say you have 10 seconds or 6 seconds or whatever you set to view this picture, right? You could open, you have it, you can screenshot it, and what happens when you screenshot it?
It tells them
Okay, so if you're sexting, that's bad. Don't do that. Okay? If you're a business, you want to know if your ads are being seen. You want to know if people do that, right? So what if you put a coupon, today it's buy one get one free cookie day. Come see us at lunch for the Cove, and you make an ad that says that, and you take a picture of that, and that's what you send to however 1,000 followers. Hey, check this out on Snapchat, on your Twitter account or whatever. Come follow me. I would imagine a lot of the people you follow also go to this school. If you should be working on building that audience so you can leverage this stuff. But if you send them that coupon that says, hey, you have to screenshot this and show us the coupon, well, guess what? You can send that to 1,000 people. You can tell how many responses, how many screenshots are actually gotten from it. So let's say you get, you have 1,000 followers. Let's say 500 people screenshot that. There's 500 people possibly coming in to use that coupon that weren't gonna come. That's business that you made off of a 30-second edit video, send, done. It costs you no money. It's totally free, and you're just utilizing the people that already know you, right? Imagine if everyone at the high school liked the Facebook page, and you could leverage things like that, and you could say, hey, follow us on Snapchat for daily deals. Doesn't mean you have to send it out every day, but it's a very easy way that you're engaging with them, and you can measure how they engage back. Does that make sense? Yeah. Is that good? Any other ideas on Snapchat, maybe? That's probably, I think, maybe the best one that's applicable to the Cove. Yeah. But if you have specific projects and stuff, again, connect with me, and whenever you have an idea, hit me up, and I will reply. Yeah. Sorry, he was first, and then we'll. Okay.
So, do you do all different types of insurance, or just
Yeah. Yeah, I do. So car insurance, home insurance, renters, business, life insurance. A bunch.
About how much does it cost for business insurance?
It depends on the business. You guys might not know, but based on your gross sales for the year. Okay. So if you've got $1 million business, insurance sees that as a big risk, meaning there's a lot of clients, more stuff, more crap could happen, right? And so gross sales is one of the biggest factors, and also the type of business, but as far as how much it costs.
So if you have no sales yet, you're just starting your own business?
You have to use assumed sales, and then at the end of the day, they ask you, they kind of audit you, and they say, how was your actual sales? And if you said 50,000, you're really 40,000, they can actually give you money back. Okay. If you said 50,000, your business blew up and it's a $250,000, then they could say, oh crap, this is way bigger than what we charged you. You actually owe us money. Yeah. Which if you got $250,000 in sales, shouldn't be a problem. But yeah, I'd say small business, if you're just selling stuff on an online shop or something, $500-600 a year. If it blows up because you get on Shark Tank and you gain 100 million followers in 30 minutes, that's how stuff like that can change really fast. Yeah. And all of a sudden it's $5,000 a year. Yeah. So it just depends on what you're doing. Gotcha. There's some businesses we don't want. If you own a paintball field, good luck. Right? There's certain things, certain insurance companies are like, we're not even touching that. Yeah. So yeah, right here.
It's totally unrelated, but do you know you sound just like this?
Yes, and back when I had hair, so no, that's good. Go to Facebook. I heard that I sound like him and look like him. There's a side-by-side shot. Yeah. So let's do a DECA SNL skit, right? And I'll put a wig on. So there's a side-by-side screenshot my wife posted on Facebook. You can like my personal page if you want to check it out, whatever. I'm not creeped out by having everything about me online. That's more and more normal, right? But there's a screenshot of me side by side with him, and it's perfect Halloween costume, except no one would understand it's a Halloween costume. Yeah. So anyway, that's funny. When I was at Zoomies, I had a little bit more hair, and I'd wear fedoras and stuff just to screw around, and I got it every day. So anyway, yeah. Okay, what's up?
Okay, so how would you suggest going about starting I'm doing an ad campaign, starting social media for a company that doesn't have anything at all, zero.
A company that doesn't have anything?
For a restaurant that has nothing at all.
New restaurant?
It's not new. It's well established. It just has no. Anthony's Woodfire Grill.
No social media presence?
Yeah, Anthony's Woodfire Grill down there. It has zero.
Yeah. They probably do, and you don't know. Have you searched Twitter and hashtag how many people have been there? The other thing you can do in Twitter is you can search places. Okay, so maybe people don't post hashtag, Woodfire Grill or hashtag Anthony's or whatever, but you can actually search who took a picture at that location, and you can go straight into that person's profile and say follow our thing, right? So You start like that, but this brings up a good point because you can't shove ads down people's throat. How do we all respond to ads that are like salesy?
We just ignore them.
Yeah. In today's world, you can avoid them. So why don't you, right? People do is the thing. So you have to have good enough content to answer your question. Your content has to be good enough that people will share it without you asking. So sometimes that's funny videos, sometimes that's helpful advice, sometimes that's things that are specific to Anthony's, this specific dinner menu item that you can't get anywhere else, things like that. What if you had a picture or a story or a short YouTube video literally on the boat that brought in the fish that they then serve, right? That's cool crap that the Everett Herald is not going to think about that, right? And so you could do that and say, hey, where do you get your fish? Perfect. Call them. Hey, where do you get the fish for Anthony's? Perfect. Can I come spend Saturday with you and let's catch some fish? And I want to just video the process. I'll tag you in it. I'll hook you up with some advertising. It might get you in other restaurants, right? We'll hook Anthony's up. We'll connect the dots. You build your personal brand as someone who's doing the work, right? All three of you are doing, a beginning to end type story that might be a 5-minute or 2-minute or 3-minute video. Post it on YouTube, then you blast it through whatever avenue you can. Maybe the people you work with, the boating company, maybe they have a Twitter presence or a social media presence. But a restaurant, their target market, millions of them are on social media. Their target market's on social media. So you have to start somewhere. Just hustle. Content has to be good, and you've got to do the things that other advertisers aren't doing. Yeah. Yeah, so I think you had your hand up for a while.
So for platforms, are you looking for like the new upcoming, or are you just using what's already good?
Yeah, I don't know that you can limit it to one. It depends on the product and on the target market. I know Facebook has more data on you than probably the government, honestly. And so that's probably the best place to start. Maybe to go back to your question, is you can search people that like certain restaurants, or you can search people that are 20 to 50 that bought fish in the last 30 days within a 25-mile radius of Lake Stevens, and you run an ad that is that dang specific to them. You can find people that like fish to eat. You can find different people that like to catch fish. Yeah, it is nuts how much information Facebook has. And we can, on a project to project, get into the details of how you do that. But the truth is, it depends what your product is and what audience you're trying to reach. Instagram doesn't have all the same features, but Instagram's growing faster than Facebook. You guys might even be dying down on Facebook a little bit. The truth is, your parents are not. They're blowing up on Facebook. So, and that might be the reason you're leaving Facebook, is because your parents are all on it, right? So.
Twitter, it's like.
I don't know. Yep, there we go.
Okay, we got 7 minutes and some interlude music. We're good to go. Okay, I think you're next.
So what do you suggest is the best way to, since we are in the way with the advertisements, even on YouTube and stuff, what is the best way to advertise on social media without annoying people?
Yeah, if you go, so if you go to my Instagram, right, I didn't put it up there because I don't use it for advertising. It's normal pictures of my family, right? And what I'm going to start using is #MyAmericanFamily. Okay. Now, is that going to blow up overnight? No. I don't know. Alex from Target did. So maybe it can, right? So, but you start there. The content, what people are seeing, they're pictures of my cute 2-year-old jumping in the lake. They're little things that you would go, oh, I like that. He must be a good guy. This must be a good business. He's local. They're pictures of the high school. When I was going to a football game, I took a picture of the stadium, and then I put American Family, Aaron Bourne Agency, or Lake Stevens, Washington. It's like a watermark. So I have a normal Instagram profile, except all my photos are watermarked with my logo. So Instagram for me isn't about converting sales. It's about brand awareness. I want other people in Lake Stevens to know I'm here, and that the other 55-year-old agents in Lake Stevens, sorry if you're watching this, I don't mean to dog on you too bad, they're on their way out. They're retiring. They barely have a website, let alone a Facebook, a Twitter, a YouTube channel, and are involved with, I want to be involved and engaged with clients that I'm going to keep for a lifetime. So if you see my Instagram account for 5 years and all of a sudden you're like, okay, I'm old enough now, my parents are kicking me out, I got 5 accidents, so they're not letting me on my insurance, who do I call? You see Ghostbusters, right? Or maybe how about the guy that you've seen 1,200 of his videos and it just says, American Family Insurance, Lake Stevens, right? Who do you think of when the timing's right? So for me, sometimes that's the avenue. Other times, Facebook's about sharing content that is kind of community-based. Twitter can be more direct. Hey, going to Conto's for dinner. Or, I'm free for lunch. Who wants to join me? Yes. So. So it depends, again, on specific projects. Let's hook up, shoot me a tweet, I got a question, let's talk. If you guys can probably get out of school for a couple hours if we're going to go have a meeting on how to work on your project, come to my office and we'll do it together. You can do it with my staff and we'll bounce some ideas off each other. So, yeah.
Okay, I'm doing the project for Anthony's Book Fire Girl 2 with John.
Cool.
And what do you think about like the Snapchat for the coupons and stuff? What do you think about that for a restaurant? How effective do you think that would be?
Yeah, I think it'd be good. I think restaurant deals, it's a way cheaper delivery method. There's you can put coupons. You can spend $200 a month and put a coupon in like the hometown value, which goes out like once a quarter, or maybe every other month. You can do a paper coupon book, but what are the chances that of the 16,000 people that get that book in the area are actually going to get the book, not throw it away, and then turn to page 27 down in the little corner, cut your coupon out, then bring it to Anthony's by the certain expiring date, and you pay $200 a month for that? Right? You could do that on Snapchat maybe quicker, but you have to understand who the target market is. Is the target market that Anthony's is trying to collect, are they on Snapchat? And I don't know. Are the people that are going to come shop at the Cove? Yeah, they're on Snapchat. Does that make sense? So you have to pick your platform and choose kind of the DNA you want to roll with. I think that Anthony's thing, Facebook's probably the most powerful way to find people that would be interested in that food. Really, really define your target market. Historically, you could choose a target market and just say that's 20 to 40-year-old dudes, that's what I'm after because I sell sporting equipment, right? And that was like 5 years ago, heck, even 2 years ago, that was as defined as you had to get. Now you got to get into what else do they like? What are their purchasing habits? Do they shop online? Do they not shop online? I want dudes that are also have sports degrees or used to play certain positions or used to play for certain high school teams. You've got to really define your target market now, and I think start there. And that'll kind of, that'll give you the best bang for the buck. Again, eyes and ears. You got to, where's your audience at? And then just get in front of them and tell a story. Don't pump crap down their throat because they don't want to eat it, right? Okay, 2 more, and yeah, we'll be quick.
Do you know how to use Google AdWords or Google Ads? Because I kind of learned about it this week and I couldn't really figure it out when I tried it yesterday.
Yeah, I don't do Google Ads a lot because I think you can get more specific to the location on Facebook.
That makes sense.
If you had a national product and you're trying to sell, my wife's got a little shop. She sells Rad Design, or Rad Rev is what it's called now. She sells like baby teethers, right? They're handmade, they're super cute, they're good. No one else does it. It's like a really good market. She almost started it on accident. She sews for fun. She has an Instagram account with like 4,000 followers, and they're all engaged followers. So she just posts, hey, here's my new stuff. Go to my website. And she gets 5, 6, 8 sales a day because her market's not limited to Lake Stevens. If your market's limited to Anthony's in this area, there's another Anthony's in Bellingham. Maybe that's a totally separate project. You're trying to just advertise for 1 or 2 stores. It changes. So Google AdWords is maybe good for big brands, national branding, worldwide branding. That's maybe it. Okay, one question, quick.
I don't really even understand the point of marketing anymore because word of mouth is going to be what gets you your most customers and stuff, and anybody marketing.
Yeah, but what's word of mouth these days? Because 5 years ago, 50 years ago, yeah, word of mouth wasn't I'm posting, I'm sharing, right? That's word of mouth today. And you've got to be there to get that word of mouth. Word of mouth 10 years ago was I'm going to tell my neighbor and go walk over because we're both mowing our lawn at the same time. We're going to get in a 2-hour conversation because we got nothing better to do. Truth is, the world is more conscious of their time in today's world than it was in last world. So, yeah, so it just depends.